I did just what they tell you not to. And I had my whole hand full of creosote splinters, so the surgeon removed most of them, but I had them coming out my fingernails for 15 years after that, working them way out. Yeah, that's God. Everything wants to come out. Okay, so let's go over this case real quick. No question, we have major lymphatic problems. We have it in her bowels. We have a very low adrenal kidney problem here. Her blood pressure is high. We know we have kidney and adrenals. From that doorway, we have interstitial lymphatic constipation everywhere, particularly where? GI tract. Look what they did. They removed her lymph node hooked onto the end of the cecum, which is called the appendix. When your lymph nodes start popping, you're in trouble. So they removed, just like tonsils, they removed her appendix. Well, they didn't fix the lymph system problem in the bowel wall. That's why the IBS, obviously. She's had this tumor up here. Now she's got more tumors. This is simply the lymph system. So even though this seems complicated, it's not. She's a total victim of this, whether she's an eye. Look at the gray hair. Family had it in their 20s. Hair, you know, that isn't genetics. What turns hair gray? Acids, quinine, toxins. You can get it back, right? Absolutely. You're a living proof of no hair, and now you got hair all over the place. So her skin is going to be problematic, right? Because her skin is her third kidney. So, with that thyroid problem, she has an ability to sweat. Now with hyperthyroid, she might. But what are we going to do with hyperthyroidism? What do we want to give the thyroid? We don't want to give the thyroid anything. It's already over happy. Woohoo! Ho! You got to get rid of the ho-ho. You got to get rid of the stimulant. Whether it's trapped synthetic, or whether she's on Armour T4, or whether she's on T3 synthoid, levothyroxine, doesn't matter. It's all crap. You don't give hormones, you fix the problem. Giving hormones only serves to weaken the gland more. We know that, they know that. The client of mine in the other day, and she wanted blood work. I said, I got already a script for it, but you have to pay for it. Go to the medical doctor. It's probably going to be covered by your insurance. She said, okay, I'll have it covered by insurance. So I went to the medical doctor, and she just was getting a script for blood work up for me. And I forget what she had, and he said, well, I can give you a steroid for that. She said, no, I know about steroids. I know that I'll lose my adrenal glands if I take them. He says, no, you won't. He said, yes, they'll go to sleep for a little while, but when they wake up, they'll be stronger. That was verbatim by a learned medical doctor. Academics, I love it. Yeah. Yeah, you can do anything like that. If you want to move blood faster, use the cayenne combo, because it's not a heavy form. I use organic cayenne, which is only about 25,000 heat units. It's a vascular dilator.
Why would you not put her on adrenal gland?
Huh, why wouldn't I? I would. Just because we haven't loaded up, we need you to tell us. You guys are telling us what she's helping you out for free. I want you guys to help us out.
I'm running as we're saying these things.
Huh?
I'm running as we're saying.
Can you move that over just a little bit? Let me see all these symptoms here. Fatigue. Adrenals. Pointer. Here we go. Fibroids. What's that a victim of? Lymph. You're going to get fibrocystic breast fibroids in the uterus, ovarian cysts, absolutely. So what their remedy was this, is cut it out. Well, if you remove the uterus, you got two ovaries hanging there doing nothing, honey. So they're going to what? Decay away. So they went in and took another one. What's your main, now, what is a woman's main systemic source of estrogen?
Adrenal.
Thank you. Systemic. Remember, there's a difference between local and systemic. Local means in the area, and systemic means head to toe. Cholesterol, is there a reason why her cholesterol is up? Acidosis. Remember, cholesterol is the body's main antacid. You're always going to see cholesterol problems in someone that's not moving their limbs. Your body, you don't think it's going to sit there and take it, are you? It figures out a way. The fact that they removed half her thyroid is sad, but can we get that to grow back maybe? If she goes all wrong, she's got a good constitution, we can get that to grow back. Done it many times. Or a few times.
Can I ask you a question about Hashis?
About what?
Hashimoto's. People that have thyroid, the doctors love to say, but you don't just have hypothyroid, you have Hashimoto's, you have autoimmune. And then they go through the story of on Hashis, how you fluctuate between hypo and hyper and hypo and hyper until eventually you come down the mountain and your thyroid is dead. So, in that situation, it's just all lymphatic. Would you?
Well, the first clue up here was the tumor and the goiter or something we're talking about.
If they fluctuate between.
Well, sure. And why would they do that? Wouldn't they do that?
Right, but you would treat just the lymph. You wouldn't give them like.
Exactly. Good take. You wouldn't touch that thyroid.
Right.
Because you run the risk of making it more hyper.
Right.
You just leave that thyroid alone and go after what's making it hyper, which is always going to be the lymph. Even if it's an iodine deposit or some chemical or some hormone that's stuck there, how are you going to get it out? That's the issue. How are you going to get this stuff out? Detoxification is the only way. So now she had to go through surgery again. Well, here comes surgery with an adrenal gland weakness. And what is anesthesia? Neurotoxic. Remember the Michael Jackson propofol. These are neurotoxins. You know, there's like 10, 12, some percentage of people do not make it out of surgery, not from a bad surgeon, from the anesthetics. They're neurotoxic. Essential. Love a good surgeon, let me tell you, nothing like them. But in people's health issues, they're killers.
So if someone had to have surgery, would you, and they were a patient and they really needed surgery for whatever reason,
Sure.
would they take the brain and nervous system?
Boy, I would. I'd load up before and I would load up after. Absolutely. Because under surgery, the surgeon's got to go in and repair and rebuild. So he's going to damage a lot of tissue. So who gets to clean up the mess? Not the surgeon. Your lymph system does. He's going to clean you out, sanitize you, sew you up, and you're done. But you still have all this lymph, all these cells have been damaged, and your body's got to deal with that. And if your lymph system isn't moving well, you don't heal well. And the more acidic. I dealt with cardiology a lot, and when you do open heart, you can always see those guys and gals that had extreme acidosis because their ribbon from the open heart was pretty big. In other words, if you wonder what causes scar tissue, think about the body's effort to maintain its integrity. And when you, same thing with bone, if you fracture a bone, the body wraps a lot more cells or bone around that fracture just in case so it won't happen again. The body's going, oh, how'd that happen? I'm going to fix that.
Yes.
Absolutely. And the scar tissue is the same way. Why do you think you get adhesions post-surgery? You don't if you're a raw foodist. You will if you're not, because it's, again, the body's effort to support weaknesses. If your connective tissue's weak, we got to support this tissue. On the other hand, with these fibroids and stuff, it is common when a surgeon goes in to find the uterus welded to the bowels. What would be the welding mechanism? Acids, of course. We're back to that simplicity again, because there's only two sides of chemistry. Pick one. You're half right.